When Manny and Floyd Part 2 got announced, I was a little, I gotta tell you, but I've had a couple of days to sleep on it, and I have a different opinion. I got two reasons for it. First off, 4 million people bought that pay-per-view. Okay, now this was 11 years ago. 4 million people bought that pay-per-view. It officially is the biggest pay-per-view in history, not just for fighting. This sold more than anything else. All right, that's something. Now, secondly, Floyd is putting his record on the line. And I don't know who gets credit here, but I give it to the promoter of the event, of which largely goes unnamed and just gets called Netflix. Okay, great. Hey, Netflix, dude, man on the phone. Great job. Great job. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal. Look, exhibition, that term has never worked. In fact, that term creates problems in America. That term was first introduced to us in America through Floyd going to Japan, doing a fight in Ryzen, and it was an exhibition. When we all hear about that, we go, well, this is play. This is a spar session. And the Japanese promoter had to come out and go, hey, wait a minute, I think we're a little bit lost in translation here. In Japan, by exhibition, what I'm talking about is, this is a extravaganza. This is a once in a lifetime. This is big event. But apparently that doesn't mean that to you guys. It's like, okay, I can meet you halfway. The problem is, with an exhibition, Floyd's perfect record of 50-0 is not on the line. And whether you want to call that an extravaganza or something else, if there is not a sanctioning body and the record's not on the line, what are we doing it for? It's very tough, right? So Floyd has been going around and he's been doing these exhibition matches, and whoever put this together demanded the record is on the line. I remember the night that fight happened, and I remember Mike Tyson specifically came out to the media and he asked a question. His whole statement, his whole interview was actually a question. He said, we waited our whole lives to see that. And Mike really summed it up for all of us. It was a letdown. And if those two are going to go out, you're talking about Sphere and you're talking about boxing. And that means a couple of things. One, it's going to be a really big and really expensive event. And two, don't think you're going to get a supporting cast as this story unfolds. Like, don't think some killer co-main event's going to come on. And I kind of got my interest, and my wife and I might go, but I want to see who's opening the card. That's not like that for boxing. Floyd and Manny have got to be enough. And you know what? It might be. There is something interesting to Floyd putting it on the line. I can remember Manny's last fight. He comes off a retirement. He walks into a championship match, and I got to watch that fight with Teddy Atlas. We were trying to think of what venue we're at, but we were calling a UFC together. And so we got the fight is going while we're at the UFC event. And we were both really impressed with how good Manny looked. It ended up getting called a draw, but we were really impressed with how good Manny looked. Like, his conditioning was on point. He had to go the distance. He's got to get off the canvas. He's got to put the other guy on the canvas. He's losing some rounds. He's coming back. Like, Manny is still really a handful. I would imagine the same is true for Floyd, but the mere fact that the promoter and Netflix got Floyd to put the perfect record on the line, and they're not just bringing Manny in off the shelf. Right? Manny already did that. He already came in off the shelf. And he fought a world champion, and he got a draw. That makes that fight compelling. And I think that they really need to steer into that. They really need to steer into the fact that Floyd's 50-0 is on the line. 4 million pay-per-views. To be specific, I'm reading an article right now. 4.6 million buys in the U.S. for over $410 million in revenue, the biggest pay-per-view event in boxing history, end quote. Floyd versus Manny, Part 2. Why are we here? Why does it matter? I didn't know when this fight got announced, but now I do. We are here, and the reason it matters is because Floyd is going to put his perfect 50-0 record on the line.